right? So that's the enclosure. We take that up into half steps. And so on and so on. And the reason why I like to practice this way instead of maybe playing the same lick and taking the same lick in all 12 keys is this forces me to be more creative and more spontaneous and do all the things that I have to do on a gig. Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about something that's really been helping me in my practicing, and that is to take a simple concept and actually break it down to its smallest little piece and take that around in all 12 keys. And so today I'm going to show you how I do that using a dominant scale or a bebop scale. The important part of practicing it this way for me has been to include some element of improvisation. So the first part of what I'm playing every time I change keys is going to be the same enclosure every time. And then after that, I'm going to use that as a jumping off point, but from there, I'm going to improvise. And the reason why I like to practice this way instead of maybe playing the same lick and taking the same lick in all 12 keys is this forces me to be more creative and more spontaneous and do all the things that I have to do on a gig. Not like just taking something that's been written down for you and taking it through all 12 keys. I like that. That's been really good too. And I'm not knocking that. But for me, I've kind of done that already. And if I had to pick between those two things, I would actually do this. Take something real simple that you can play, and then from there, try to start improvising. So if you're at that point where you can take something that's been written out and take it through all 12 keys, maybe even memorize it and take it through all 12 keys, this could be like your natural progression of something next. Take something shorter, play that, and then start soloing. So let's get to like what we're gonna play today. Let's pick an enclosure. So I kind of thought we could play a dominant scale, bebop scale, and then we'll enclose around the 7th. So if the scale on tenor, we'll play my D. So let's play the bebop scale. Right? Simple scale, and let's enclose around the 7th. And so I'm going to do an enclosure, land on the 7th, and let's make it sound like this. All right, so that's the enclosure. We take that up into half steps. And so on and so on. So let's start on D, and I'll start playing that enclosure, and then I'm gonna play like a simple little improv for like 1 bar, whatever. Try not to be too like serious or restrictive about this sometimes. Sometimes you just kind of gotta be able to just play and be free. And that's kind of part of something that you need to practice too, or I'll speak for myself that I need to practice. I need to practice just being loose and being free. So because when it's time to actually do it for real, that's how you gotta be. So that's what I dig about practicing this way, because it's really translates to what it's supposed to feel like when it's time to play. Cool, so it'll sound like this. that's all 12 keys. One thing you probably noticed is a lot of the licks that I was playing kind of sounded similar, and that's totally cool. The main thing that I'm trying to get out of this exercise is start in the same place, because I want to get super familiar with that thing that I'm trying to be deliberate about working on. So I make sure I'm starting in the same place. That way I really get something out of doing this and practicing it, especially practicing it in all 12. You know, the whole point is to really ingrain it in your ears, in your fingers, and kind of in your brain too, so you really understand how it's built and how it works, as well as how it feels and how it sounds. For me, I think it's totally okay if what I'm playing kind of sounds the same. The main thing is I'm trying to get it down in all 12. I kind of go back and forth between trying to be super strict about the time, and also trying to learn how to be free with the time, because you never know when the moment is going to call for one or the other. Sometimes I want to be really, really meticulous, go with a metronome, be really, really right on, and try to really clean up some things. And then other times it's more about just kind of being connected to my instrument, being connected to like whatever I'm trying to figure out that day, and making it more about just kind of flowing, or being a little bit more flexible. So yeah, those are all kinds of different ways that you can practice this. I really hope you dig it. Leave a comment. Tell me if you tried it, liked it, hated it. You think it's cool, you think it sucks. Either way, for me, I'm not a music educator. I'm not the greatest player in the world, but I'm just trying to take things that better players than me have passed on to me, and then share it with you guys and girls and whoever wants to listen and check it out. And to me, it's just all about trying to find information and knowledge from every place. I've learned some great things from monster players, and I've also learned a lot of really important ideas and nuggets and great gems from players who are maybe on my level, or maybe still developing a little bit earlier on than me. You can always learn something if you just keep your mind open to ideas and to opportunities to improve. So yeah, this is all about self-improvement and awareness. So I hope you like it. Talk to y'all later.